that, so yeah. Joe, did you hit the record button? That's hilarious.
Yeah.
Go ahead and just set that right down there. Come up here just a second. And you want to use the timer as well?
Yeah.
All right, are you ready?
I am ready.
I am ready, so let's be a good attentive audience for our last speaker.
He couldn't walk, he couldn't talk, but his mind still knew how to make beautiful music. As an aspiring journalist and music history aficionado, I've always been fascinated by the legendary J Dilla and his 2006 album, Donuts. First, we will project the backstory, pre-Donuts, and J Dilla's career prior. Then, we will gut out and analyze the construction of the album. Finally, we will observe the cultural after effects that the album has had on the genre of hip-hop as a whole. To begin, let us look at where J Dilla stood in the hip-hop world before Donuts. Pitchfork's Nate Patron once labeled Dilla as in the upper echelon of producers in the late 1990s in an August 2010 article. He kicked off his career as the main producer of hip-hop group Slum Village, who right now are very highly regarded by hip-hop fans. He refined the technique of sampling old school sample records, something that the super producers of the 2000s, such as Kanye West and Just Blaze, took and made their own. At the turn of the century, J Dilla experienced a experimental phase in his career, and thus has churned out all of the solo work that he churned out while he was alive, each one a critical darling. In 2005, he was diagnosed with TTP, which is a rare disease where blood clots get caused in the blood vessels. Now that we have run over J Dilla's career before Donuts, let us take an analytical look at the actual music within the album. The album's complex material is a stark contrast with the minimalistic creation. He used a Boss SP303 drum machine and a 45 record player on his deathbed in the hospital to create 29 of the 31 tracks. The album is instrumental only, and it's pretty much a recap of Dilla's life and his current situation. Questlove, drummer of hip-hop group The Roots, was present when Dilla made his last beat for the album. When Dilla completed it, he whispered to Questlove, "I think I'm ready now." A day later, Dilla passed away at age 31. The tracks Stop, Time, Don't Cry, Bye, and Last Donut of the Night are obvious references to Dilla's passing that is soon to come. The tracks Waves and One for Ghost are affectionate tributes to his mother and his brother, respectively. The samples also tell a message. Dilla himself has called the album One Big Message. Also, There are 31 tracks in Donuts. Dilla died when he was 31, so he knew he was going to die before the album released. Now that the album's flesh and bones have been analyzed, let us look at the impact that the release had on hip-hop culture. Rhapsody named Donuts the third best hip-hop album of the decade in a January 2010 publication. Pitchfork Media also gave it a very, very rare 10 out of 10 rating in the reissue last month, and referred to it as an instrumental hip-hop masterpiece and J Dilla's magnum opus. The album also caused ripples in the hip-hop community, and Grammy Award-winning producers Pharrell Williams and Kanye West regard Dilla as one of the best producers of all time. There have also been countless tributes by musicians of genres spanning from hip-hop to indie rock to electronica, and popular artists such as Toro y Moi, Washed Out, and Animal Collective cite J Dilla as a major influence. Dilla cemented a lasting legacy with this album, and has constructed one of the most heartbreaking stories in the history of hip-hop. NPR has also called Dilla jazz's latest great innovator in a 2013 article. In a way, Dilla is a culmination of everything. Donuts is a culmination of everything Dilla stood for as an artist and more. The creation of the album added to the aura of the whole thing, along with his health condition at the time and his career prior. It was clear at the release of the album that it was going to have a very strong legacy, and it does. Dilla is not physically with us anymore, but he lives on in his music. And when the time comes for us to see the light at the end of our tunnel, we will all be welcomed by Dilla pounding away his drum machine, sampling vintage 45s. Thank you.
Good job. Before we leave, I want to talk a little bit more and kind of emphasize some of the stuff for those of you who came in late. Please, first of all, make sure you put the value